I should be able to do this without my arm even moving. Look at that. Connection between the body and the hands allows for rotation to square the face. Leverage allows for the ability to rotate and release. Understand that when we're warming up today, we're gonna work on this set position, okay? There's 3 components of this set position. I'm gonna run you guys through setup and set position right away. Now, set position, okay? If the ball is this divot right here, guys, and I'm hitting right towards these trees, if I were to push my hands down the line, look where the butt of the club is pointed, towards the golf ball. Okay, now we call it the golden triangle. The golden triangle is a triangle anywhere from the ball to just about 6 inches inside of it. Anywhere there, the golf club is in front of my hands and my body. If I were to, like most do, veer off this way and have the butt of the club pointed above the ball, this was the first thing my dad ever taught me. Todd made a huge deal of this to me. You know, the butt of the club point above the ball is just, it's a no-no from the get-go, because here's the thing, I turn and face my hands. Look how far that club's already behind me. I now have to flip it that much or come over it that much just to get that thing back on in line, okay? So we have one component, the swing plane. From the face-on view, we have connection and we have leverage, okay? So basically you're creating an L halfway back with your lead shoulder pushing your hands away. Now, how we create that hinge the right way, okay? Many people hear hinge and they start jerking the club up alongside them. Remember, this is not a hands and arms motion. Your body's turning your hands. But there is a little hinging motion that I'm going to teach you guys right now with the left and the right hand on how to do this. Notice that when I set up appropriately, there's an angle between my lead arm and the golf club. You see that angle, you guys? That's leverage. That's preset leverage. Meaning, watch, if I turn just that angle without adding anything to it, I already have something. But I need to add a little more to that. And I'm going to tell you how to do that. So if you guys take your left hand grip, okay? One of the best checkpoints is to do exactly what I'm doing. Hogan did the same thing here. See how I'm holding it with my trigger finger and I can hold it underneath the heel pad? Like, look at Gunther, the way he's doing. He's got to the side of his body. Gunther, hammer a nail in front of you. Can you hammer the nail? Like, see how we can do that easily? Look how we can hinge up and hammer. Guys, if you find yourself doing this, ready? That's how you're laughing at me. If you see yourself doing this, you don't have leverage. Now think about it. Look at, I should be able to do this without my arm even moving. Look at that. See, that's the ability to hinge it. Now what I'm doing is, guys, I'm actually pushing down into the heel pad to leverage the golf club, okay? So when I'm turning this golf club back, my lead shoulder's pushing my left hand down and away, and that's what leverages this club. Now, my thumbs and my trigger finger on my right especially, it does assist that. It does pull that up a little bit as I'm doing it. So I always tell people, heel pads down, trigger fingers and thumbs up, right? That right there, if blended to your turn, is incredibly important to dial in. Now, here's the thing. People ask, is it turn then hinge? Am I hinging like over here? Do I hinge then turn? No. That happens all together. It's all one pace all together. Here's the key though. Your left shoulder is pacing that entire motion. So your hinge is happening at the same pace as your turn. So when that left shoulder starts moving and the hands are moving with that left shoulder, that hinge is happening at the exact same pace. So don't feel the club race away from your body immediately. The wrists start hinging violently. It's happening with the shoulder turn. Very important to get that down. That's what Adam's doing really well. That gives him that feeling like the club is working in the same direction as his body, okay? So when you guys are doing this, remember, you have 3 components. You have connection, you have leverage, and you have a swing plane, all right? And you want to make sure, and you'll see a lot of times that our players will do, they'll just pause it like I did a second ago. And if you're in a good spot and you're connected, really it's like pulling a bow and arrow back to maximum tension. It doesn't matter how long you hold it still for, you should be able to let it go. Now, if you ever did a stop-go drill like Hideki and felt, oh God, no chance, it's because, you know why? You just arms it back there and your mind goes, I don't feel any ability to sync this up on the way down. If he were to do a full pause for 2 seconds right here, and let's see, like 1, 2, look at, The exact same ball flight, the exact same sound, landing in the exact same spot. Nothing was different. So watch his left shoulder initiate his swing, guys, and watch the L that he creates between his lead arm and the club halfway back. See that? See how his body's just turning that? And then as a result of him getting this shoulder and hand moving together with this L, he's so connected that his hip and his grip can move together and open right back up. And that's connection in the swing. That's connection and rotation. Give us one more good one there, bud. See that? But guys, one theme that's incredibly important, the best golf swings in the world have a big body turn with a shorter, more connected arm swing. Meaning you're not cutting your body's turn short and outswinging it with your arms. Then you have to play catch up the whole way down. When you're disconnected at the top of your swing and your arms are passing your body has to do one of three things, and sometimes it does all of them. It has to stall out, stand up, or back up to allow the club to then flip and catch up, okay? So understand that early extension and flipping the golf club through impact, that's not the flaw. That's the athletic response to what the flaw was well before you actually make that mistake. So if you're sitting there working on, God, I gotta get my hands ahead. Like, I mean, I gotta really, well, if that might be detrimental to, you actually might be saving yourself by flipping the club because of what's going wrong in the setup and backswing. So what he's doing is he's putting the golf club in a spot that if I just paused and rotate back through, look at the contact, how perfect that was, and look at it go right down the line of where I'm aiming. With literally, I pretty much blacked out on the way down there. I just let it go. And that club dropped there. So from the face-on view, I'm creating leverage. That creates an angle of attack that traps the golf ball first and takes a divot later. I'm also creating connection between the center of the body and my hands, meaning, and everybody's gonna hear this today, my arms are not moving without my body turning. My dad used to give me one of the greatest visuals, and Gunther, we know the tendency. Every single time I see you, shorten it up, bud, you know? But here's the thing, shortening up the swing is important to understand how to do that right, because when you do it the right way, like you'll see Adam, very compact, the reason it's so powerful, and some people feel like they're gonna lose power when they shorten it up, is because they're not just shortening up their arm swing, they're shortening up everything and not turning. Our body is turning to move our arms to the top, and when our body's done turning, our arms are done moving. So when Dad used to tell me this all the time, he goes, Adam, you know what your hands are doing if your body's not turning? Let me show you. And just stand there like this. And I'm like, I get it, okay? So the whole point is, it's the body's turn that moves the hands. Connection between the body and the hands allows for rotation to square the face. Leverage allows for the ability to rotate and release. What I mean by that is if I don't have the angle set, well, now I got to drag it through. Or most people just dump it like this, right? But if I have the angle set, well, guess what? I can release that club as I rotate, and I'm in a position of strength halfway back. So what Adam's doing, he's making sure his hands are staying with his body's center. If there was a laser pointer pointed off your sternum, it's pointed directly at your hands throughout the swing. Of course, there's gonna be a little runoff at the top, a little bit, but none that we're actively trying to create. So really, connection, leverage. We're gonna talk about how to leverage the club the right way in a little bit, but what I want you to watch with Adam is he's using the rotation of his body to square this club face up to the target, and he's keeping his hands moving with his body. And look how nice that comes off the face, you guys. How many times, guys, do we see a guy with a 60-degree in their hand hitting this shot right here? You know, like and that's like, and that's like best case. That's like best case scenario. But like, you know, that compression that you see him have, and yes, this is a 60-degree wedge. You know, that one that just goes nice and flighted like that. I mean, that's a little half swing that jumps off the face 80 yards. It's because we're so efficient and we're here. We're not tossing that club head through impact, right? So just keep watching a little bit, guys. But these are the swings that professionals make to start the day. I mean, it's just so, that's just such a good flight. At Forzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.